Welcome to I'm Stuck on the Same Day for 1,000 Years, where our charming anti-hero, Chen, is trapped in the ultimate cosmic loop, reliving July 7, 2020, over and over. You might think he'd go mad, but no, he's having the time of his life, indulging in every vice without consequence. Action, he's mastered it, with endless time on his hands. Every fight becomes a practice round, making him unbeatable. Comedy, watching a guy realize he can do anything he wants every single day without facing the consequences. Hilarious, but beneath the laughs, there's drama and eki galore as Chen dives into his darker desires, surrounded by a stunning harem of beautiful female characters. This isn't just a fantasy, it's time manipulation at its finest. Chen, our ruthless and smart male lead, tweaks each day to his advantage, becoming the ultimate cheat code in his own game, and with multiple love interests and the occasional MILF thrown in, every day is a new chapter in his twisted, romantic saga. So, if you're ready for a wild ride where time loops, cheat skills, and harem hijinks rule the day, then buckle up. I'm Stuck on the Same Day for 1,000 Years is the manhwa that'll keep you hooked for 1,000 years too. If every day, your time reset, what a tantalizing thought, isn't it? Imagine being stuck on the same day, over and over again. For most people, this might sound like a nightmare, but for Chen, it's the ultimate playground. July 7, 2020, forever on repeat, like a song you just can't get out of your head. If you were stuck on the same day, what would you do? Well, Chen has had plenty of time to figure that out. In this twisted loop, he's done it all, indulging in every fantasy, mastering every skill, and leaving a trail of chaos in his wake. After all, why play by the rules when tomorrow never comes? What would you do? Would you be a saint, making the world a better place? Or would you dive headfirst into your darkest desires, knowing that nothing you do will ever stick? Chen chose the latter. Every sunrise brings him back to the same moment, the same day, but with 1,000 years of experience under his belt, he's not just surviving, he's thriving. At first, you'd feel like a lucky guy, right? Stuck in a time loop where nothing matters. Jackpot, spend money like it's water, indulge in every fantasy. Who wouldn't? Chen lived like a king, surrounded by luxury and beautiful women every single day. But here's the kicker: as soon you'd realize life isn't interesting at all. Every thrill fades, every pleasure dulls. Even paradise becomes a prison when you're trapped in it for 1,000 years. Poor Chen, living the dream, yet dying of boredom. So, when paradise gets boring, what's a guy like Chen to do? You start seeking fun in crime, gambling, and things like that. I mean, why not, right? There are no consequences when tomorrow doesn't exist. But here's the kicker: it's annoying that everything you've done is getting reset. You can rob a bank, win a fortune, or cause a little mayhem, but by sunrise, it's like it never happened. Fun? Sure, frustrating, you bet. He's tried everything to escape this maddening monotony, even taking his own life. But alas, death is one party he's not invited to. Want to know if Chen finally cracks the code to death or if he just gives up and becomes the world's most jaded bartender? Stay tuned, lovers of the absurd. Yeah, so today is the day that I've lived in for 1,000 years. Chen's immortal, infinite wine. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy's been Groundhog Day ing it for a millennium. Can you imagine the existential dread, the sheer boredom? We're talking levels of ennui that could freeze over the sun. Want to know how this eternal party animal handles his eternal hangover? Stick around, and we'll spill the beans on this immortal mess. Wow, but did you need to invent such a crazy history just to chase a girl? A Tanparave calm. This tactic is old already. Oh, looks like someone's got a case of the Mondays, or maybe it's more like a case of the millennia. Our boy Chen, the eternal bachelor, seems to have stumbled upon a particularly sassy critic. Looks like even in the afterlife, there's competition for the lady's daughter. Maybe this is just another loop, and he's been rejected by this particular ghost before? Forget about collecting infinity stones. Our boy Chen's got a much more interesting power: infinite hookups. Stuck in a time loop, he's turned every day into a new dating adventure. It's like Tinder, but with way less swiping and a whole lot more commitment issues. BFF, why won't you leave me? Chen's inner monologue. Probably after 1,000 years of the same day, even the most patient person would start questioning their life choices. Or maybe he's just really bad at taking hints. Either way, this is the kind of existential crisis we can all relate to, right? How do you know she won't come? Her ex-boyfriend suddenly came back to her, so she's gotta stay with him. Ah, the classic ex-boyfriend excuse. Is there anything more infuriating? Poor Chen. 1,000 years of the same day, and now he's got to deal with this love triangle drama. Talk about a plot twist. We're rooting for you, Chen. Maybe it's time to dust off that time-traveling charm and show this ex who's boss. Or, just find a new girl. There's literally an infinite supply. Stop lying. In 9 minutes and 13 seconds, she'll call you. Chen, the master of time manipulation, is about to get a reality check. A countdown timer, a promise, a threat, who knows? But one thing's for sure, this is about to get interesting. Is this a glitch in the Matrix, a message from the future, or just a really elaborate prank? Either way, Wu Chen's about to find out if he's truly in control of his time loop or if someone else is pulling the strings. Yeah, I hope so. Wu Chen's inner monologue is probably a mix of desperation and defiance, but let's be real, this isn't just any girl, this is a lifeline in a time loop that if she doesn't show, it's not just a broken date, it's a reset button on his entire existence, and that ominous threat, classic power play, is it a bluff, a warning, or a glimpse into a darker side of this time loop we haven't seen yet? Either way, the stakes just got a whole lot higher. This is where the fun begins. Wu Chen, our immortal Casanova, just got a front row seat to a real-life drama, a smoky bar, a gorgeous dame and a creep with a hey, beauty line smoother than sandpaper. If this were a normal day, Wu Chen would probably just mind his own business and let the drama unfold, but this isn't just any day, it's day number who knows how many in the eternal loop. So, will he be the knight in shining armor, the silent observer, or the guy who orders another round of drinks? Looks like Wu Chen's night of infinite possibilities just took a turn for the interesting. The woman, a sleazy dude, and our immortal protagonist caught in the crossfire. Is this a random encounter, or is it part of the grand scheme of this never-ending July 7th? One thing's for sure, Wu Chen's about to add professional peacemaker to his ever-growing resume, or maybe he'll just order another drink and let the drama unfold. After all, he's got all the time in the world, literally. Wait a second, you come here, oh, looks like Wu Chen's about to get a piece of his own medicine after 1,000 years of playing the field. It seems karma's finally catching up with him. Is this the start of a new love interest, a rival time traveler, or just a random stranger with a bone to pick? Either way, Wu Chen's eternal bachelor party just got a whole lot more interesting. Get ready for some fireworks, folks. What the hell are you saying? Sleazy dude is throwing cigarette, but to Wu Chen looks like our immortal hero is about to get a taste of his own medicine, or maybe this is just the universe's way of telling Wu Chen to mind his own business. Either way, this is about to get messy. Very messy. Why didn't he dodge? He previewed my prediction. Well, looks like we've got a bit of a mind game going on here. Is this sleazy dude some sort of psychic, or is Wu Chen just that good at predicting the unpredictable? Either way, this is about to get interesting. Our boy Wu Chen, dodging bullets and broken hearts. Talk about a multi-talented immortal, but seriously, this is getting ridiculous. Is this guy Neo from the Matrix, or just really good at predicting the future? Maybe it's time for Wu Chen to upgrade his skills from charming ladies to dodging debris. Who needs a love life when you can master the art of bullet dodging? What the hell? Looks like Wu Chen's about to become a human bowling ball and the target, a very surprised-looking sleazy dude. This is not how we expected this night to turn out. We're calling it now. This is the start of a beautiful friendship between Wu Chen and Gravity. What the FCK? The sleazy dude's friends stare in disbelief as their buddy becomes an unexpected human bowling ball. Their jaws drop as they watch the chaos unfold. Dude, you okay? Or did you just discover your inner superhero? Clearly, this is a turn of events no one saw coming, not even Wu Chen, probably. How dare you touch my man? Alright. So Wu Chen's night just got a whole lot more interesting. Looks like our immortal Casanova has attracted the attention of some unsavory characters, a woman in a revealing outfit, a burly bodyguard, and some ominous threats. This is starting to feel more like a James Bond movie than a never-ending Friday night. You grew up, huh? Is this how Zhao taught his younger brother? Looks like Wu Chen's past is coming back to haunt him. A mysterious figure, a hint of a dark past, and a question that hangs in the air like a ticking time bomb. Is this the beginning of a thrilling revenge plot, or just another roadblock in Wu Chen's endless loop? Either way, we're on the edge of our seats. Wu Chen, our dangerously charming protagonist, lounges in his flashy PJs, casually handling business over the phone. He informs Zhao that his brother's been into some bad stuff and, with his usual sarcastic flair, reveals he even knows about the secret. Meeting Wu Chen's warning is clear: keep your people in check, or next time, it won't just be a phone call. The next time will be far more personal, a promise you really don't want Wu to keep. Wu Chen's power isn't just in his words, it's in the terror he strikes into the hearts of those who dare cross him. A single, deadly gesture from our protagonist has this guy trembling, begging for mercy. His slick, calm demeanor is all it takes to make grown men cower. Wu Chen's message is crystal clear: disobedience is not an option. Wu Chen, the master of intimidation, watches as the terrified men grovel at his feet, stuttering out apologies for their misdeeds. His laid-back posture, holding the phone with a smirk, only adds to the tension. I'm in a good mood today, so I won't bother y'all, he says, his voice dripping with sarcastic sweetness. But everyone knows it's not Wu Chen's good side they should be grateful for, it's the fact that they're still breathing for now. Who is this person? Her mind races, a mix of intrigue and danger swirling around her. With a sly smirk, she slyly scrolls through her phone, her fingers dancing over the screen. Is he an ally or a foe? Wu Chen's world just got a whole lot more complicated and tantalizingly dangerous. As the clock ticks down, the mysterious woman receives a call. Her friend's voice is filled with regret. Sorry, I can't meet at the bar, my boyfriend's back. The woman's plans start to crumble, but she quickly masks her frustration with a forced smile. Dinner tomorrow. Then, she suggests, though inside she's seething that's impossible, she whispers, scanning the bar. Wu Chen watches from the shadows, amused. The night just took an unexpected turn, and he's ready to see how the game unfolds. The mysterious woman can't shake her disbelief. I still don't believe it, she mutters, her mind racing with doubt as she strolls through the parking lot. Her eyes land on a sleek, expensive car. Is this your car? She asks, half expecting Wu Chen to smirk and say yes, but instead, he casually replies, nope. She's left intrigued, realizing that this man is full of surprises. Wu Chen's mystery deepens, and she's drawn even further into his enigmatic world. The game is just getting started. Wu Chen, the rebel charmer, steals a car, smirking, it'll be back tomorrow, sweetheart. The woman, heavy makeup and all, traps him with a plea. You won't leave a drunk hottie alone, she purrs. Wu Chen, the unfazed artist, retorts, sorry, makeup doesn't impress me. Is she a damsel or a player? Intrigue sparks as he considers her game. What did you say? Her voice, a screech of fury, echoes. Wu Chen, cool as ice, raises an eyebrow. She's bluffing. This tiny tempest. He's Wu Chen, the storm calmer. Doubt flickers in her eyes. Is she breaking or just acting? He leans in, amusement glinting. Let the games begin. Wu Chen watched, a bored smirk playing on his lips, as she peeled off her carefully crafted mask. Beneath the layers of deception, a face emerged, raw and undeniably tempting. A transformation, yes, but was it genuine? The text, a bold declaration of intent, dared him to play. She traded the allure of a painted doll for the brash confidence of a predator. Intrigued, he tilted his head, a silent invitation to dance. After all, a game with such high stakes was far too tempting to resist. The woman's threat is a classic example of a defensive maneuver, a desperate gambit. Darling, threats are as enticing as stale perfume. Why not offer something more stimulating, perhaps a proposition? After all, the law is merely a suggestion for those with imagination. Wu Chen, the phantom driver, slips into the night like a shadow. He's abandoned his human cargo, a mere pawn in his thrilling game of cat and mouse with the city. With a smirk that could melt ice, he disappears into the neon abyss, leaving behind a trail of broken traffic laws and shattered expectation. Tonight, he's the architect of chaos, and the city is his playground. Awakening to the tantalizing melody of morning birdsong, Wu Chen stretches, his eyes fluttering open like a lotus unfurling its petals. A mischievous glint dances in his gaze as he contemplates the day's possibilities. The world outside his window beckons, a canvas of vibrant hues just waiting to be explored. With a playful smirk, he whispers, another day, another adventure. Let's paint this city with our desires, shall we? Once again, I woke up on the same day, Wu Chen moans, his voice like velvet sandpaper. The morning sun peeks through the blinds, casting a golden glow on his chiseled features. He stretches, a panther awakening from slumber, and his eyes snap open, revealing a smoldering intensity. That beauty is gone now. A pang of longing flashes across his face, a fleeting shadow in the sunlight, but then, a mischievous glint returns. He sits up, his muscles rippling beneath the sheets, and a smirk spreads across his lips. But fear not, my darling city, he purrs, I'm back for another round of seduction. Wu Chen thought his wild ride through a repeating day was finally over. The mysterious woman, who he thought had vanished, is now standing in front of him, looking all too real and very upset. Didn't you say the day kept repeating? She demands, a seductive smirk hidden beneath her frustration. Wu Chen, caught off guard, can't help but notice how her minimal attire makes this interrogation oddly distracting. Now explain, why is today July 8th? She purrs, her eyes locked onto his. Holding up her phone like it's Exhibit A in the case of the century, and just like that, Wu Chen's day gets a lot more complicated and a whole lot steamier. After 1,000 years of reliving the same cursed day, July 7th, Wu Chen finally did the impossible. He broke free, so he thought, but as he stares at the clock flashing 7:01 a.m., July 8th, disbelief washes over him. What? He exclaims, heart pounding. The woman, still radiating that irresistible mix of seduction and sarcasm, shoots him a knowing look. July 8th, she teases, her voice a playful taunt. Wu Chen can't help but wonder, is this freedom, or is the universe playing another cruel joke? Either way, the 1,000-year nightmare may not be over just yet. Wu Chen, after escaping a 1,000-year time loop, thought he'd finally caught a break, but no, instead of peace, he gets an angry goddess storming into the bathroom demanding answers. Wu Chen, what kind of man hides in the toilet? She slams the door, making sure to drag his attention back from his thoughts. He thought the loops were his worst nightmare, but now he's stuck explaining himself to her, and trust me, no amount of time manipulation could prepare him for this showdown. After 1,000 years of being stuck in the same damned day, Wu Chen steps into the shower expecting the same old loop, but this time, The water feels different. As the steam rises, he realizes, this ain't a dream, time started flowing. Guess what? July 8th finally arrived, and now, all bets are off. Time's moving forward, and so is seen straight into the unknown. Wu Chen's world is about to get steamy in more ways than one. Wu Chen finally bursts free from the cosmic joke that trapped him for a millennium. I'm finally free from this time and space prank, he shouts, laughing like a madman who's just been released from his padded cell. Half naked and shameless, he stands victorious as if the world owes him something. World, I'm here, wait for me. Brace yourselves, Wu Chen's about to take on the universe with nothing but his bare skin and newfound freedom. Wu Chen, fresh out of his 1,000-year time loop, thought he'd finally get some peace, but nope, just when he thought he could enjoy the present, bam, the universe throws him another curveball. The host has passed the Millennium test, and the time reincarnation system has been started. An ethereal voice announces, seriously, he just escaped eternity, and now there's a system, dripping wet, half naked, and confused. Wu Chen's mind races. Is this a system? I've awakened a system? It's like some twisted cosmic joke, right? First, trapped for 1,000 years, and now, he's been upgraded like some MMORPG character, and Wu Chen isn't just fighting time anymore, he's leveling up. Wu Chen finally thought his troubles were over after escaping that never-ending time loop, but oh no, the universe had bigger plans, and now, he's not just a regular guy with a beefed-up brain, he's packing some serious stats, strength 7, speed 9. But mental strength, a whopping 10, 158. Talk about overkill, and to make things spicier, he's got a new toy, time and space reset. Yeah, you heard it. He can now reset time at will, with a catch, of course. Every time he plays God and rewinds the clock, it drains a bit of his precious time quota. First time's cheap, but by the 20th reset, he's looking at 524,288 points. Better not get trigger happy with that rewind button, Wu Chen, or you'll be bleeding points like a broken slot machine. And don't even think about abusing it unless you're ready to reset your life into oblivion. Wu Chen was just your run-of-the-mill student, struggling through life with no special talents until that cursed time loop decided to mess with his life for a solid 1,000 years. After being trapped in time for that long, you'd think he'd go mad, but nope. Wu Chen spent every loop leveling up, cooking LV9, driving LV9, fighting LV9, marksmanship LV9, you name it, he mastered it. Now, he's out of the loop. Literally. Time's back to normal, and he's packing 1,354 near-max level abilities. All those loops of being a chef, a sharpshooter, and a martial artist are finally going to pay off with the universe at his feet. Wu Chen's ready to flex every skill he's picked up along the way. Stay tuned, this isn't just survival of the fittest, it's Wu Chen's world now, and he's about to dominate it with style. Wu Chen, fresh out of a 1,000-year time loop, stands half-naked and grinning like a madman. Of course, that's not helping his case when a baffled girl peeks in, wondering if this guy's completely lost it. After all, it's not every day you hear someone maniacally laughing at their newfound freedom like they've just won the cosmic lottery. Is this guy crazy? She thinks, eyeing him cautiously. Well, after a millennium of being stuck in a time prison, maybe he's earned a little craziness, but hey. Wu Chen's not phased. Time's back to normal, and he's ready to conquer the world one shower at a time. So, are you alright? Oh, honey, Wu Chen's more than alright. He's about to redefine the meaning of normal. Wu Chen, basking in post-time loop bliss, declares, this is the best day I've had in 1,000 years, and you'd think that would be a reason to celebrate, but of course, there's always that one person who's unimpressed with your cosmic breakthrough. She glares at him, half-draped in a towel, asking if he'll insist on that shit, as if his millennium of suffering is just another Tuesday. Before Wu Chen can deliver his sarcastic comeback, banging on the door interrupts their little moment. Apparently, stealing the boss's car is a bigger offense than resetting time itself. But who's keeping track, right? Wu Chen, enjoying a quiet post-loop towel session, is suddenly reminded that normal days just don't exist for him anymore. As goons bang on the door, threatening to break it down over a stolen car, his companion scolds him, it's your fault for stealing someone else's car. But Wu Chen, grinning like a man who's reset the clock a few too many times, shrugs it off. I didn't know it was going to be a normal day. Normal, that's a luxury for people who haven't lived through 1,000 years of time resets. For Wu Chen, normal is dodging gangsters in a towel and wondering why time loops couldn't come with a do not disturb option. Coincidence? Hardly. Wu Chen, in his reckless charm, just swiped Wang's car, a man notorious in the underworld now. Isn't that just brilliant? But don't worry, Wang's got a soft spot for people who cross him, like when his parents were brutally attacked by social workers on someone else's payroll. Wang, he simply hacked them to pieces and got a 3-year vacation in prison for it. Now, Wu Chen's got the attention of a man who knows how to overcome, well, just about anyone. Wu Chen thought swiping Wang's car was just a fun little joyride. Cute, right? But Wang, the guy who carved out his own slice of hell after hacking up his parents' attackers, is far from your average criminal. After his stint in prison, Wang didn't just survive, he thrived. He built an empire in East China, powered by brains and brutality, and now, Wu Chen has his full attention. Messing with such a powerful man? Oh, Wu Chen, you're in so much trouble. So, Wu Chen thought stealing Wang's car was his biggest mess up. Oh, sweet summer child, that was just the appetizer, and now, he's gone and borrowed Li Gongzi's name, a man with a reputation that sends shivers down spines. Yesterday, no less did I in the underworld. That's not just a problem, it's a death wish of the stakes. Let's just say, if Wu Chen doesn't handle this with some finesse, bodies are going to start piling up. So, darling, the million-dollar question is, what's Wu Chen's next move? Wu Chen, ever the perfectionist, decides he's had enough of the current timeline's imperfections. With a sly grin, he mutters, simple, while his companion watches in bewilderment, barely breaking a sweat. Wu declares, I'll just start it over. As he prepares to hit the ultimate reset button, you can almost hear the universe itself holding its breath. Wu Chen's not just about second chances, he's about making sure every move, every twist, is exactly how he wants it. Time to start again. Wu Chen isn't just playing with fire, he's rewriting the entire game. As the system coolly announces, the host is resetting for the first time on July 8, 2020, the timeline shatters, reflecting a twisted mosaic of Wu's past moves, consuming a precious time point. The reset begins, and in mere moments, the pieces fall perfectly into place. Reset successful. With a smug grin, Wu's left with 364,999 points to burn and a world that's about to feel his touch all over again. Ready or not, here he comes, again. Wu Chen, half awake and barely covered by a sheet, watches as the woman across the room demands answers with a sultry yet furious tone. Explain it, she snaps, holding her phone like it's about to expose his deepest secrets. The screen displays the impossible, 7:01. His heart skips a beat. Time really reset. He mutters, almost too calm for the storm brewing in the room. Her gaze is intense, expecting him to unravel the mystery, but Wu Chen, he's too busy wondering if he can rewind time again, this time, without the fiery interrogation. Wu Chen's morning just got a lot more interesting. She leans in, voice dripping with a blend of curiosity and frustration. Explain it now. But Wu Chen, ever the tease, smirks and brushes her off with a cool, there's no time to explain. So get dressed. Her eyes flare, but she's too close to back down now. Their breath mingling as tension electrifies the air, and just when she thinks she's in control, his sudden move leaves her gasping. A bite, a tease, just enough to leave her craving more. Wu Chen's morning is spiraling into a seductive mess of trouble. She crosses her arms, sulking with a pout that could stop hearts. Hey, I knew you wouldn't be responsible, but I didn't think you'd be so eager to get rid of me. Wu Chen, though, isn't fazed. He drops the bomb with a casual shrug. The car I stole belongs to a big man named Wang Zhuangyuan, and his men are about to come to my door. She stares, trying to process, while Wu Chen adds with a smirk, of course, you're not afraid, but I can't afford to mess with him as a commoner now. It's a race against time and desires. Can Wu Chen keep his cool, or is the heat about to catch up to them both? Wu Chen's world just got flipped upside down. She narrows her eyes, a spark of danger lighting up within them. Do you know who I am? She challenges, her voice laced with the kind of confidence that makes men tremble. Wu Chen, ever so curious, watches as she leans in closer, adding with a wicked grin, if you do, then you know you have to beg me to help you. Her hand rests on her hip, a teasing smirk playing on her lips. It's clear she's ready to play, but Wu Chen, he's already wondering just how far he'll need to go to win this dangerous game. Wu Chen pulls her close, his voice dripping with sarcasm and a dangerous edge. Just like you begged me last night, he teases, his lips curling into a smirk. Her eyes widen, momentarily caught off guard by his audacity, but she quickly recovers, shoving him away with a mix of frustration and embarrassment. Bastard, I'll let you die, she snaps, her words laced with both anger and something far more tempting. But Wu Chen, he knows he's just raised the stakes in their twisted game of passion and power, and he's more than ready to play. Wu Chen, ever the suave strategist, isn't fazed by a little snag. Sorry to disappoint you, he teases, but I know someone who can fix this easily. The question of what kind of person lingers in the air. Wu's response? A woman. One with a lot of heart. But this isn't just any woman, she's a mystery, a force to be reckoned with, and Wu's secret weapon. With a smirk, Wu knows the game's about to change, and he's holding all the aces. Ready for round two? Because Wu sure is.